Our nation, our country, our future is built by scientists, by engineers, by innovators, by men and women who see value in learning and in change. The Moses Kotane Institute nurtures future leaders through education in maths and science. Our innovative maths and science program bridges the gap between students and educators, ensuring understanding and efficiency. Become our partner and let's invest in our tomorrow together. The Moses Kotane Institute.
Not sit on your laurels. Some of the companies I know are small companies. It's about re-injecting capital and not buying a BMW too soon, a Ferrari too soon.
Any country would be happy to have these people as entrepreneurs.
The most critical ingredient to achieve that vision is skills.
When you steal public money, my comrade, you are being counter-revolutionary.
Right, now, I often sit on the other side of these kinds of things, and because I'm an MC, I mean the program director, sorry. I get to stand up all the time and I get refreshed. So what I'd like us to do, don't go anywhere, but just stand up and stretch so that we don't suffer this economy class syndrome and your legs fall asleep. Just stand up where you are and just have a little stretch. Oh yeah, hands above your head. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And if there's someone next to you like, just give him a cuddle. Oh yeah. And when you feel like you've got your body back, just sit down again. Right. Okay. So another speaker that I'd like to introduce now is from the Moses Kotane Institute, and they too have been very generous in sponsoring part of this initiative. And it's my great pleasure to welcome the chairman, Mr. Sakhile Ngcobo.
Good morning, everyone. Program Director, thank you very much for the opportunity to welcome me to the stage. I can see there's a lot of friends of the Moses Kotane Institute, and some of them are just friends of Moses Kotane. I know most of you know Moses Kotane, where he came from, what he did, what he was able to deliver for this country, especially to get us to where we are today. I've got a couple of my colleagues that I would like to greet formally here. I've got one of the founders of Moses Kotane Institute, Dr. Ngcobo, that I believe most of you know. Is one of the top nuclear scientists that we have in the country. That was, of course, developed as part of the long-term strategy of the current and the long-term ruling party in this country, in terms of us focusing on science and technology. And then, of course, I have my colleague as well, Professor Manoj Maharaj, who is also here with me. They are all seated on the side, and our acting CEO, Uvukani Cele. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it's a pleasure for us as the Moses Kotane to be part of this very important session. And this session is coming at a time which is very important to us as Moses Kotane. We've defined this week as Moses Kotane Week. We start this week normally with this session, and we follow it up with a number of sessions that we run in various areas where our operations are. And we end it with a gala dinner, which we are having this coming Friday in Durban at ICC, whereby we will be doing what we do every year, which is our annual gala dinner. I need to first clarify that the reason we are here as the Moses Kotane Institute is because we're looking for your money. It's not very common for entities like ourselves to be able to engage with each one of you in this platform that I have through my colleagues. But fundamentally, we are here looking to partner with you in changing lives of our young people in South Africa. As an institute, we have a very ambitious target in terms of changing lives of the young people of South Africa. Just to give you a little bit of a background, you'll learn a little bit more about our organization when you visit our stand, which is situated just outside of this hall where we are seated. We are fully funded by the Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs in KZN. We are a state-owned entity. We are a non-profit organization. We also abide by all the requirements of PFMA. So if you give us money, your money will be safe. And I'm very happy to say, since we've been founded in 2009, we've been able to achieve a clean audit. Therefore, your money will be in good hands with ourselves. Of course, over the years, we've established a number of partnerships. I can mention Tita, who's also present here today, in a number of initiatives in developing the young South Africans. Our main mission as the Institute, we are looking in developing various young scientists and enabling them to get into the field of engineering and science and technology. We're looking at developing a well-rounded MKI graduate who will serve as role models in their respective communities, capable of strong leadership in the quest to make science, mathematics, technology, engineering accessible to all. As part of coming up with this initiative that we do, we see ourselves as catalysts, of course. We've asked ourselves a question. We said, why are we still having such a high level of unemployment in this country? If our government and the private business is spending so much money in terms of skills development. I'm aware that most of the major private companies, they spend no less than 5% of their spend, of their payroll spend in terms of skills development. I'm aware that our government is spending billions of rands in terms of skills development. But why are we still having so many young people that are unemployable? Are we teaching them the right skills that will enable them to be employable? Do we understand where this country is going in the next 20 years? And are we spending enough money in aligning our skills development in terms of those requirements? My colleague spoke about beneficiation as a major thrust of our economy going into the future. Our president made an announcement on the maritime opportunities from our options in terms of what is possible there from a shipping, building, ship repairs and others. Are we really focusing on the right things? We always talk about South Africa as being of a country of the most unequal society. And when we talk about unemployment, it's mainly targeted to young people. Are we doing the right things? And that's the question that we ask ourselves every day. I just want to make a specific quote from one of the MECs in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Michael Mabuyakulu, who is the member of the provincial parliament. He made a statement in one of our strategy sessions where he said, one of the most enduring legacies of the apartheid government in our country is the shortage of skills in the field of science, technology, mathematics, and engineering. Not only did the apartheid government deny our people opportunities to be skilled in these specialized skills, but it ensured that they were relegated to outer fringes of the economic activities. I would like us to use this as the basis in terms of the discussions and the thinking that we're going to be taking going forward in saying what is it that we are not doing right in terms of ensuring that we are aligning our focus areas in terms of skills development in dealing with the legacies of the apartheid system. But fundamentally, how do we further align our skills development strategies in ensuring that we make the meaningful impact in the communities that we care so much about? As the Institute, we are targeting 5 major programs. Of course, we are busy developing the 6th program, which is being led by Dr. Ngcobo, which is looking at how do we align ourselves with the whole nuclear technology that is being considered as one of the energy mix initiatives by our country. The first initiative is around academic development and continuous professional improvement. We are currently based in KwaZulu-Natal. We have plans of making our initiatives a national initiative. We are busy talking to a number of companies. Today we'll be talking to ArcelorMittal. I'm happy the big boss is here today. And our acting CEO has already indicated to me that we'll be talking to them about partnering in the work that they do, which is very impressive in various rural areas. Let me just give a couple of examples of some of the initiatives. We've got a program that we call Matric Interventions. It's targeted in every year to 1,500 students. Of course, over the life of our existence, we've touched lives of more than 11,000 young South Africans in terms of our initiatives. But on the matric programs, we are looking at about 1,500 students. We run Saturday classes where we focus on math, science, and technology, and English and accounting. The reason we've targeted those specific subjects is purely because in the schools that we've selected, especially those that have not been able to surpass the 40% pass rate in those schools. By the way, in the school where I matriculated, there was a 0% pass rate. So this thing to me is very relevant. So in other words, I did fail matric, so don't be surprised. I can easily blame what happened in my time to the previous system that we had in the country. But today, to still have schools that are sitting at 20%, 30% pass rate is totally unacceptable. Especially when there's so much resources that are being directed to academic improvement. So we've targeted these schools and we're working over the weekends as well as during the school holidays in terms of assisting. But we've gone beyond just targeting matric. We are also engaging with students from grade 10 up to grade 12 through this program so that we inculcate this culture. But in addition to that, we've realized that if we target students only at grade 10, we miss a very important segment of their career development, which is between grade 5 to grade 9. And as a result, we are working with the Durban Institute of Technology in introducing robotics. We are looking very hard to ensure that young kids develop passion for science and engineering. And we've partnered with the Durban Institute of Technology in order to roll out these robotics initiatives. We are also talking to a number of various partners around the world, especially in Korea, in terms of growing our robotics initiatives. Because we've learned that by the time students get to grade 10, they've already made up their mind whether they will be doing a science programs or not. And hence we are saying the earlier we get involved, the better. I can just cite an example. When I was doing grade 10, it was called standard, grade 10 was standard 8. We had to choose subjects, whether you go to history, you go to science, you go to economics. Unfortunately, in my school, we were not given that opportunity. We were just put on a line. We stood on a line. Number 1 went to science, number 2 went to, and so on. I don't know if that still happens, but I don't think so, because we now have life sciences and we've got career guidance. These things, we might look at them and say, but this thing cannot be happening. But it's only when you go out and engage with the schools, especially in the deep rural areas, where you start to see these kind of anomalies. And we have a responsibility to look at that and find ways to deal with. We also have a program called High Flyers Program. That's a program that I really want volunteers in this forum to say we want to partner with Moses Kotane in making sure you get to work with more students. We currently have only 100 students. Our target is 1,000 students because we know we can find them. Maybe 1,000 is even less. And these are the kids we take from grade 10 up to grade 12 and beyond. Normally when they pass grade 12, they normally can easily find bursaries. I mean, most of them, they don't even talk to us beyond matric. And these are the kids we pick up from a deep rural school or from an informal settlement, and we take them to a proper government school that has proper facilities like hostels and so on. And we pay for their fees, we provide them with all the necessities, and we give them mentors and coaches that work with them on a day-to-day basis in order to help them to reach their full potential. We have a very stringent recruitment process. As I said, we only have 100 students. If you guys can partner with us, I'm looking for hands. If you can partner with us, we can be able to do more. But of course, if you really want to talk to us about this 5-Fly program, you can come and talk to us. But these are focused on engineering and science. Of course, we do have 1 or 2 accounting students because we also believe that accounting remains a challenging career or a skill in the workplace. And then we also have a program which is, we call it, it's an adopted child program, which is part of our special schools. We work with a couple of schools like Adams College, Langezwa, and Mlogotwa High School, and so on. You know, we look for these kids. I mean, it doesn't matter how old they are, you know, especially those that are coming from the child-headed households. And we find them and we take care of them throughout their high school and primary school careers. We've got about 300 of those students, but we know we can do more. Our niche is our ability to find these skills that need the support that all of you are able to deliver to those students that are able to even apply to you. The kids we work with are the kids that don't even know that there is ArcelorMittal in South Africa. They don't even know that there is all of you that are very passionate about their development. And those are the kids that we work with. And the schools that we work with as well have been able to deliver exceptional results in terms of these students. And we are really saying to all of you, can we work together in those initiatives? And another initiative that we're looking at is around ICT space, you know, where we're looking at working with educators, because we found that all of you do provide computers in some of these schools. There's computer labs and so on. Of course, there are major other issues like they get stolen and people break into those schools and so on. But we found that some of those schools, they do not have resident technicians that can be able to deal with any technical issue that can surface. And through this initiative, in partnership with various FET colleges, we are able to develop. We pick up a teacher who's passionate about computers or ICT, and then we work with those teachers through a very targeted program. And then, of course, we also work with educators that are teaching maths and science. We believe that it starts with the teacher. Of course, it starts with the parents, the leadership in the school, but the teacher that's dedicated for those subjects is a fundamental key intervention point for us. And hence, we're spending a lot of time in terms of those initiatives. There's a couple of more initiatives that we run, but these are some of the focus areas. And then on the engineering and applied sciences space, we work with all of the universities in KwaZulu-Natal. We run a program which is a bridging course in partnership, especially with UKZN, where if a student did not get the right marks in order to be accepted to do an engineering qualification, we fund that student in order to improve their maths and science qualification so that they can be able to do engineering related programs. It ran over a year. I remember when I was at the UKZN, we called it SFP, Science Foundation Program. I don't know if it's still called SFP, but it's a program that ourselves as Moses Kotane, we are in partnership with UKZN. We are rolling it out also in University of Zululand, and we are also talking to other universities. The other area we're looking at is on the information and communication technology, where we've developed a number of very specific IT-related programs. We're looking at technical support, we're looking at graphic design, networking, Linux, engineering, and so on. But these are the programs because we've learned that there's a number of ICT-related programs, but some of those students are unemployable. I mean, we had a long-term relationship with NIT in India. We took a number of students through various programs, but we found that some of the programs that they were running could not give all of those students 100% opportunity for them to be employed. And hence, we've redirected our programs to look at those initiatives. On the maritime side, I spoke about the various opportunities that our ocean is bringing. And then as an institute, we are looking at a number of opportunities to grow into that. One of the things that came up was in South Africa, we do not have a single one naval architect. And ourselves, we are saying, we've got partnership with Delft Institute of Technology, Korea Institute of Technology, and Marine Biology Institute in Korea and so on. How do we take students from South Africa that have degrees in science and engineering in being able to participate in those initiatives. And hence, we advertised last year to be taking some of the students as part of our exchange initiative with various universities in Korea to really target those very niche skills that this country needs the most going forward. Earlier on, I spoke about nuclear engineering. Our government has a massive budget to develop nuclear in the country. If that is the strategy of the country, we've got to look for opportunities in working with various FET colleges as well as universities in ensuring that we are able to deliver those skills. The challenge I want to leave with all of us here is we must ask ourselves, why are we still having such a number of graduates that are unemployable? Are we targeting the right things? I don't believe we are targeting the right things. And hence, ourselves as the Moses Kotane Institute would like to partner with you. We spend time in order to find ways we can be able to bridge that gap. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ngcobo, thank you very much indeed, and our thanks too to the Moses Kotane Institute for wanting to be a part of this very important summit. And I think you left us with food for thought, some important questions that you asked. Are we doing the right things? Are we aligning our skills development strategies to make a difference to the communities that need the help the most? And we thank you for the work that you're doing actually with the students most in need, particularly given the backdrop of our historical realities. But I guess also another important question that you asked right at the end is, how is it that we have unemployed graduates? So clearly there's things that we need to do, there are things that we need to redo, and working together perhaps is the way to go. That collaboration word keeps coming up. So thank you very much indeed to the chairman of the Moses Kotane Institute, Sakhile Ngcobo.
Since 2009, the Moses Kotane Institute has been providing leadership programs to communities. In our drive for people-centered economic development, we focus on leadership development in the areas of government as well as the more traditional structures. This leadership and indigenous knowledge program is specifically designed to help further enhance efficiency and sustainable service delivery. Become our partner and let's invest in our tomorrow together.